So what we've got here is a little antlion nest, and as I was walking by before, I saw him flicking dirt out of his little hole, because they make like a little booby trap where the ants fall down into that little pit, and he's waiting there at the bottom to eat them up. I saw him flicking some soil, so I'm just going to let it record for a little while and see what I can get, if he can do it again. I might just have to help him along a little bit here, so you'll get to see it in a second. Just had a little sprinkle of rain, so I've just done a few changes to the sleeping quarters and added drip lines to my hammock straps. So I've got a bit more of a downward angle on the tarp. I don't know if I'll be able to get the drip line on the other strap over there. Probably not, it's quite some ways. You might be able to see it through there. I'm still waiting on the replacement pole from E-Troll. If anyone's been following my other videos, you'll notice it broke in one of the other videos. So I've survived with a bit of cable tie, or 2 cable ties. I've just put all the other items that I don't want to get wet in my little bag and sealed it up. Shoes are drying out nicely, but they might get wet again. And then these are the drip lines, just attached to the hammock cords, so if any water does come from the rain and runs down those straps, it'll hit them and then run down to the ground and stop my hammock from getting wet. I really hope it does rain. It'll be nice and refreshing. Can have a lay down in the hammock and just chillax. So it looks like it's blowing in from the west. Hopefully there's a few more thicker, darker, rainier clouds coming through. A bit of rain would also keep the Yowies at bay. They're not going to go walking through this terrain when it's wet. And it's almost, I think it's a new moon. I think it was yesterday. I like to camp on the new moons because it's nice and dark. It gives you that stealth. Well folks, lucky I had a nice early dinner because the rain's just starting to set in. Probably not going to be able to see much, but maybe you might be able to hear it on the microphone. There's not much out there. The Yowie care package is out there, but I'll just leave the video recording for a little bit and you can hear the rain. Love the sounds of rain on the tarp when you're camping. And it's 10 PM and it's still coming down. Getting a bit heavier now, which is nice. But I hope it clears off by morning so everything's dry and I can pack away everything reasonably dry for the extraction day. But I'll leave you with some more rain sounds. Well, we've got a terminal disaster here. I've just had a quick inspection on the outside. The rain's bouncing off the large rock, or the platform that I use to step in and out of the hammock. That's got a nice big sized puddle on it, and it's all bouncing out of that onto the side of this hammock, as you can see. And then it also looks like it's running off the side of the tarp. So my little tarp fly setup hasn't really done its job, but I'm still mainly dry. And my drip lines on this head end doesn't look like it's working, unless it's the tarp running out. And the rain's just coming in on a certain angle. I probably won't really know until the morning. See if I can hold out until then. Fun and games. The airbed's getting a little bit of water on it. Still plenty of bugs around. I don't know if you can see this, we'll try. Thongs are soaked. Okay, that's about enough for the rain now, thanks. Good night. It's 2:30 in the morning and it's still raining. I'm barely falling in and out of sleep. I don't think I might have had maybe an hour's sleep if I'm lucky. And that rain just keeps coming, keeps coming, keeps coming. Morning! It's 5:55 AM and the wind's up. The rain has just dissipated just briefly. I'm hoping that the sun will get a chance to shine through for a couple of hours and give me a bit of a window. Try and have some breakfast and then scale my way down this rocky mountainside and then back to the car. Well, this is a lovely view to wake up to in the morning. Look at the rolling mist through those hills. The wind's still sprung up. Time to get up and do some readjusting and then pack up. And hopefully the sun will appear. And no more rain. And then I've got to try and traverse down this little rocky side and then down the other embankment. Alrighty, so I've extracted myself from the hammock. Did a little assessment of any damage, but it all seems to be okay. Just a few wet items, like my pants that are drying out. Ooh, they're over here. They need a good maybe hour in the sun. As you can see, I've got my raincoat on and my thermals on underneath. Got the beanie on and the hood up. Got my thermals and my thongs. As my shoes are still over there drying out. Well, trying to dry out. I've got my breakfast there ready to go. Looking forward to a nice hot coffee. And when I was looking down at the water level, the water's risen maybe only a couple of centimetres. Lucky enough, the cooker and stove tops there still safe and sound, hasn't washed away. But I was a bit concerned about that during the night. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how high the water level is. It looks like it might have only moved maybe 5-6 centimetres in height. But there's definitely a lot more water flowing through now. And I'm absolutely loving that mist. Look at that. Well, I better not hang around too long because it might rain again. Alrighty, so we're about halfway up this first ridge line, and then the other side's going to be fun part because it was quite steep with less rocks, more soil, and after all the rain it's going to be very, very slippery, I think. So I'm going to have to take it very carefully. But down there's the creek. So I've just come up through that little trail there. Some nice little rock pools down there. I was down that way and then off to the right, probably about 3/4 of a kilometre. And then this is where I got to go. Still just up this little stretch, up to that ridge line, and then drop down over the other side. As you can see, the wind's going pretty crazy. Here comes another gust. Alrighty, so I've made it to the top, and as you can hear, hopefully the wind is hooting, because it looks like a little bit of a cave just down there. So I've just come from down there. That rolling mist on top of the mountain. So Slicing Sasquatch does everything on a budget, and his little microphone attached to his phone is only an $11 job for Wish. And then what I did is I actually cut up an old pair of ankle socks and glued it to the frame, or the little mesh, to act as a windbreaker. So it looks quite silly, but it actually works pretty well. Alright, so now I've got to start my descent down the other side, and this is the bit that's going to be challenging. Looks like there's another trail that goes off up that way as well. Don't know where that leads to. I did like my spot, I thought it was pretty cool. About 8 k's an hour. Just taking the scenery for one last time.